Yo, yo. We got the mic. We're live. We don't have a headset right now. We're gonna do this kind of short today. Um, you know what I'm saying? Breaking news. You know what I mean? Real quick, I just want to touch on this point because this kind of bothered me. You know what I'm saying? Um, I typed on Google and different streaming engines, Wilder suspended, right? Suspension or Wilder suspended for 6 months. Now, every single news source except for Mail, what's their name? I want to be fair to them because they not Daily Mail. It's a news organization in the UK. Oh, I have it on my phone. Hold on, I'll be right back. Let me grab my phone. Let me grab my phone. What? Holy shit! I got to do a story on this. This is crazy. It's not boxing related. You know what I got to do? Close these blinds because I know for sure they're probably ruining the. They're ruining the shot. What the fuck is that? Oh shit. Some kind of bracket for the wall. This is so crazy. Google, there's an I'll tell you this right now. This is tripping me out. On a side note, and then we'll get back to Wilder and suspension. Hold on. Let's make sure we have audio. Right. Let's make sure we have audio and how the quality looks. If we need to turn the light on or what. All right. Hold on. Let me see. No, and then we'll get back to Wilder and suspension. All right. You know what, man? You know what? I don't know why this thing is so bright, dude. Let me try turning on the light. Let me try turning on the light. Let me just try that to see if that offsets. Cause all you see is a bright ass fucking. All you see is like a bright ass blinds and shit. That the blinds are closed, and all you see is how bright it is. Damn, why does it look so bright? Holy fuck! Let me look at it real quick on the computer. It looks crazy on the iPad. Shout out to SP Vids. That's my dude. And shout out to Av. I don't know why I kept calling him Ave, bro. Um, my bad. I know we're gonna do that picture to picture shit that Killer was clowning me on, but to SP Vids. Oh shit, that's my dude. Hold on. All right, let me see this real quick. Man, this is crazy, man. All right, let me get rid of this. Let me not worry about it because it's gonna be short anyway. It's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be too long. The crazy thing is I got the blinds turned all the way, pointed all the way up though. So it's like, why is it that? Hold on, let me. Damn. It looks dark as fuck in here, but on the iPad that shit looks bright as shit. Hold on, let me see if I can get it to adjust if I just point it straight at it. That might help. All right. All right, fuck it. We're gonna assume that might have helped a little bit, but this is crazy, man. On a side note, it says on Google out of nowhere, it just says get notified if possible COVID exposure occurs. Your phone can tell you if you may have been exposed to COVID-19 based on official guidelines from CA Department of Health. That's fucking weird, man. How? Based excuse me, based on your location? That's kind of creepy, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not against the vaccine. I'm not one of those people, man. I'm not. But turn on exposure notification. Get notified if you've been near someone who reported having COVID-19. Your phone uses Bluetooth to securely collect and share rant. Man, that's crazy. That's kind of fucked up. Why would someone report if they had COVID-19? Nah, dude, that's a little too much for me right now. That's a little bit too much for me right now. I don't know. This is kind of weird, man. Because it's like some people, some people caught COVID. I've heard of people, not directly close to me, but people I know who got COVID and survived. So do you really want to like have a thing, bro? This is kind of weird, man. This is I'll be honest with you. This is a little weird for me. It's a little too weird for me. I can't think about that right now. That's kind of strange. So I was on my phone and I see that it says Wilder suspended for 6 months following loss to Fury, right? So I just kind of like started to look at it, but you look at the headlines for a lot of these news organizations, you know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, the Independent I think is out in the UK, so that maybe I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's find out. Let's find out. Independent news location. Let's see. Their alignment is liberalism. Is a British online newspaper. All right. So I'm not surprised by that. But, you see in a lot of these headlines, especially the ones on my phone, following brutal KO by Fury, medical suspension 6 months after brutal Fury. Oh, it's brutal. It's fucking ridiculous, man. after suffering devastating knockouts. So when you read this and you're like, Deontay Wilder handed 6 months suspension after suffering devastating knockout, and you don't read the rest with these fucking click headlines, these clickbait people nowadays, and then you give these trolls, they're like, oh, he got whooped, so he had to fucking. It's like, dude, Deontay Wilder to undergo surgery after being given 6 months suspension. Okay, That's why he has a suspension. All right, is because he has to get surgery on his hand. That's why. Yeah, he was in a war, but best believe fucking Fury got his clock rocked as well twice in the same round. Okay. All right, and then he almost got put out in the 10th. So they, just don't believe this fucking Wilder got fucking destroyed narrative and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, Wilder took some shots. He didn't win the fight. You know what I'm saying? He was knocked out at the end. He was waved off at the end. He was still getting up, but I could tell he couldn't fight anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real with you from what I saw, but that doesn't make me like him any less, and that's not okay to spin it in this way where you're saying that he's given a 6 month suspension following knockout defeat or devastating knockout or brutal fight, all these things, okay, after injuries in brutal fight. So let's see this one. They're saying he after sustaining brutal injuries. Okay, let's see let's see this one. Maybe they got information that we don't know. He was battered. You could always tell when it's fucking English paper. They always use the same fucking words. I wouldn't be surprised if the let's see Daily Star, probably a tabloid magazine. United Kingdom. How the fucking know that? All these he got battered, matey. All these fucking idiots, dude. You could always hear how stupid they sound. Whenever you hear the same words, best believe it's some motherfuckers been programmed. When you hear the same fucking words all the time, motherfuckers been programmed. You feel me? So let's see here. Sustaining facial injuries in the process, while also sustaining facial. So the Sun reports the boxer broke his finger and knuckle in his valiant attempts at beating the Brit, while also sustaining facial injuries in the process. What are the facial injuries? Meanwhile, Fury is reported to have also been given a 45-day suspension due to the ruthless nature of the fight. Really? This just sounds weird the way they wrote this shit. After being forced to take the fight by a U.S. judge. See, they had to fucking take him to court to fight. Yeah, so it's Usyk and Fury for undisputed, man. That just seems more sense. That would be the right thing to do, but we'll see if that actually really happens. You know what I mean? AJ has a rematch clause, and I don't see any reason why he would give that up. He's gonna fight Usyk. You know, let's see if he wins. If he wins, then it's Fury versus AJ for the fucking undisputed in the UK. All right. So let's see here. You could always tell. You could always tell when a fucking web paper's on some bullshit when you try to fucking get out and it doesn't let you out. Like they try to keep you stuck in the website. It's just so fucking weird. All right, Wilder injuries. Let's see, injuries. Wilder injury report. Let's see. 6 hours ago. According to the Sports Grail. He was battered. You could always tell when it's a fucking English paper, dude. Oh, let me tell you the one that actually kept it real though. Because all these ones were like after devastating KO, after fucking devastating KO, where it's like Malik Scott already said he's got a broken finger. You know what I'm saying? And a swollen eye. Nothing too fucking crazy about he sustained crazy injuries to his fucking eye or his fucking nothing like that. Besides from what we already know from the cheating. Hold on, let's see here. Yeah, Metro kept it real, and another one from the UK. Not fucking Mirror, no. Even though Mirror reported about his steroid use. Mirror was the one reported about his steroid use. Their name is Male something. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to see their name or whatever. I'm trying to see their name. I don't see their name. Not Male and Mercury. I just saw this. I just saw these motherfuckers. I just want to get their name real quick. My bad. Not Daily Mail. Not the Sun. Not the Independent. Not Metro, but shout out to them. Oh, Mail Plus. Metro and Mail Plus kept it the realest so far, based on the headlines. I didn't read the whole article, just based on the headlines. So I don't know, man. But I'm trying to get the injury report real quick. Not from a British source though. Let's see. I mean, we already know this, man. He had a busted exactly, he had a busted lip and a broken hand. That was it. Now, why would they hide if something? They already told you he broke his finger, that he broke his hand. So why would they hide that something else, that his eye socket was broken or something like that? So they're over here saying, "Oh yeah, he was battered," and "Oh yeah, all this shit." But the reason he's suspended is because he broke his hand, as far as I can tell. Let's see. Let's see. I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be biased. Let's read this fucking biased newspaper from the UK. All right. Did we already read this bullshit? See how they say, oh, that wound up being his worst career move, but you motherfuckers called him a fake fighter, that he's ducking people and all this shit. So he goes out there and finds somebody who's a cheater. I mean, it's a the dude tries to fucking. Dude, these guys are lame, bro. These guys are all lame, bro. They're lame. You kind of have to let them show themselves. You know what I mean? Let the history show who was on whose side. Real shit. You can't get mad about this shit, really. Like that's the position I'm taking. I'm like, it's cool. You calling me a fucking idiot. You talking shit, calling me a dumbass, saying all these things because I believe Fury cheated. Uh, in the past, I believe he cheated in both the first and second fight, not just the second fight, as people have been saying, but both the first and second fight he cheated. And it's highly probable that if you cheated in the first two fights, why wouldn't you cheat in the third fight? There's been reports of a long count, things like that. It was a great fight. I'm not trying to take anything away from it, but I'm just trying to be fair on things that occurred. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not the one that sat ringside and said that was a slow count. Andre Ward was. And like I said in previous reports, a lot of people backed that up. Justin Poirier, Daniel Cormier, you know what I mean? So it's not just me saying it's just professional fighters that are saying it. Something was a little bit odd. Given the stakes of everything that Wilder was against, a heavier fighter, a skilled opponent, someone who knows how to move in and out of the ring, knows how to move inside and outside, someone who has tricks, has a lot of tricks of the trade and is very crafty, without a doubt. Without a doubt, I'll never front on that. You know what I'm saying? But the trickery with the gloves, the UCAD suspension, all those things are factual. You know what I mean? So it's like, why, you know, him cutting the webbing in the glove in one of his fights in the past. I mean, it's just, and the referee being pissed off about it, stopping the fight and making him change his gloves. Okay, it's all documented. It's all documented. Oh, there was bleeding from the ear like the second fight. There was that. That is true. But we reported, obviously we reported that Tyson Fury kept punching him in the back of the head in all the fights, and in the second and in the first in all the fights he kept punching him in the ear as well. In the first fight, he focused on doing this slapping, clubbing type. You bopped it. That's a fucking see. It's like every time we talk about this, more and more, it's like gets revealed. Bopping the ears is a martial arts move. When you bop the ears and shit, it's also in movies, like I reported with Gladiator. That's why I don't even want to fucking talk about this shit, man. Because there's people that will back me up on this shit when I say it. You know what I mean? Instantly, when I did my reports on other things the other day, this cat in the comments, Lewis, he was like, "Oh, wasn't that in the movie Gladiator?" So it's like instantly I keep getting confirmed. But yeah, that bopping the ears, that was like in the first Rambo, right? When you bop the ears, so maybe that had something to do with it. But he's been aiming at the ears, and that's the point. In the first fight, he's hitting the ears with his left hand, and in the second fight, in the third fight, he kept hitting the ear with his right hand. Kept hitting the uh the left side of Deontay Wilder's face. So and the back of his head. Both knockdowns in both fights. The second and third fight, the first knockdown Fury got was to the back of the head. So, I mean, there's nothing really you can do about that. You know what I mean? I mean, the referee's not doing his job. The boxing commission's not doing their job, and they're not protecting the fighter. That's really what this is about. They're not protecting the fighter. They're not protecting Deontay Wilder. Straight up, they're not. They're against him. They're biased, but they're also not doing their job and being non-biased. That's how this boxing thing works. See, that's the thing that you guys don't get. This boxing thing works upon non-bias, upfront, even playing fields. If you don't have an even playing field and you have any kind of advantage at all, whether it be a judge advantage, a referee advantage, loaded gloves like Margarito versus Cotto, like when Shane Mosley's trainer caught Margarito and exposed what happened with that, like Luis Resto in Panama Lewis did, and Panama Lewis went to jail for that. Okay, um, these are real things, man. Dirty boxing coaching, dirty, you know, cheaters that do really super shady shit is real in boxing. It's not this fake thing. It's a real thing. So, you know, these are the governing bodies, or these are the officials that are supposed to prevent that from happening, so we have a clean sport. Steroids, all these things. So that's not happening. That's not happening in boxing. That's not happening in MMA. You know, probably it's not. It's a problem in baseball. There's probably problems in basketball with it. Definitely football. So it's a problem across the board. It's an epidemic, and we got to report on it, and we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it because it's against the law. Taking steroids is against the law. So we have to speak on it, especially if you're a professional fighter. You can seriously hurt somebody. And you got to understand, and for the sake of competitiveness, okay, some people will do anything to make sure they stay on top. And that's the problem with sports, people inside sports who don't understand that it has to be a situation where my best and your best is based upon us being human beings with no other force other than hard work and determination. And that's it. Will, hard work, determination, focus, mental fortitude, all the characteristics of being a human being, digging down deep within ourselves. Once you start doping and you start doing things like, biting the ear, wrenching the fucking neck, excessive holding the back of the head and punching. All these things are illegal. Hitting to the groin, illegal. Elbow, illegal. Unless we're talking about martial arts. On the streets, that stuff is legal. You know what I mean? All those things are legal on the streets. I mean, well, I take that back, because when the police come and pick you up, they're going to ask you what happened, and you know what I mean? And so, if you try to kill the guy, you might get attempt murder charges, even if it was a physical altercation. So you have to be real careful. You have to be real careful, how you operate, how you maneuver. And you're taking a risk when you cheat. You're taking a risk of getting caught, okay? And really having your name tarnished. And that's the thing about John Jones and even Anderson Silva, you know what I'm saying? And anyone who ever touched, steroids. You know what I'm saying? Vitor Belfort. I'm avidly against Vitor Belfort, because the dude's a drug cheat. He's been a drug cheat his whole career. So it's like, why am I going to support that? You know what I mean? John Jones is someone I liked very much so, but the dude takes steroids. It's, mixed martial arts is full of that shit, and that's one reason they used to talk shit about Pride back in the day. They talked all this shit about Pride, about how you could use steroids so easily in Pride, and how Japanese culture doesn't frown upon that, and how they were different. The UFC we're different. Dana White saying, oh, we're different. It's not like that. This and this and that. It's ridiculous what's going on there. It's embarrassing to the sport. All this shit, and it's going rampant in your fucking thing. And you are after Alistair Overeem already tested positive. He had a 14-to-1 testosterone level, As a human being, as a man, you're supposed to have or he had 11-1 or 14-1. Some crazy ass number. You're supposed to have 1-1. His number was fucking off the charts. All right. And so his number's off the motherfucking charts. He already popped dirty for sure. He gets a title fight after that. He gets a title fight after that. So it's like there's no punishment for cheating. There's no punishment for steroid cheating. And it seems like even beyond that was something that pissed me off was cheating on steroids. That was something that made me extremely mad. Let's get away from this newspaper actually. That's something that pissed me off was all the steroid cheating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all they said was a broken finger. All they said was a broken finger and a busted lip. You know what I'm saying? Look, he's good. I took him into his room. We saw the doctor afterwards. Everything was cool. He got a busted lip. He broke his hand, broke his finger or knuckle. But life goes on. That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But you guys want to make it sound easier, and then you want to talk about that shit, but you don't want to talk about Fury's fucking like the hit that fucking Deontay Wilder hit Fury with was like the shit from when you go in slow mo and you see the hit and how that shit rolled his whole fucking body, how the fat in his body literally waved. That was like the shit you see from movies and shit. That was like the shit you see in like Dragon Ball Z when a motherfucker be like boom, and then the person's like you know what I mean, like, or it's like this crazy ass they fly in the air or fucking their whole body gets like a wave. His whole body turned into a fucking wave, dude. And you guys want to sit here and be like, oh yeah, he was battered and this and it's like, dude, get out of here, bro. With your long count fucking ref and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, man, just don't believe the headlines, you know what I mean? All the time. I mean, look at this. Every single headline, they're just trashing him. Look. Except for Fox, which I'm surprised, but that's because he's their fighter. If dude, if Deontay Wilder didn't have an affiliation with Fox, they'd be going in on him so hard, bro. And if he ever drops the relationship, watch how they do him. If they don't already do him scandalous, which they probably do, and he has an affiliation. Yeah, actually, they talk shit. Whatchamacallit? Um, yeah, they talked mad shit after he lost to Fury the first time. They talked hella shit. Said he couldn't box. So, there it is, man. Everyone just wants to shit on Wilder, bro. Really, that's just all they want to do is just shit on him and tear the man down. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's real tough. He's got a lot of shit that he has a lot of haters, man. It's crazy how many haters he has. I can't really, like, Obama's the only one I can think of that maybe has more haters than Wilder, dude. I can't think of anyone who has more haters than Wilder, except for Barack Obama. That's it. And what do the two have in common? Strong black leadership, bro. Outstanding, intelligent black men who stand up for social justice, who are activists, who stand up for equality. You know what I'm saying? It's a common, it's like, what else can you say? So every single headline, devastating knockout, except for certain ones that are not biased. They're just saying 6 months medical suspension, but these other ones are like after devastating knockout. Medically suspended after brutal. Okay, so when you read that, if you read Deontay Wilder hit with 6 months suspension following brutal KO by Tyson Fury, what are you gonna think? Oh, he got really hurt by Tyson Fury. You're not gonna think it's because he broke his own hand punching Tyson Fury in the face, but then Tyson Fury comes in with his forehead. Come on, man. I just don't like the headlines. You feel me? The gotcha headlines. The way they phrased it. As far as we can tell, all we know is that he broke his hand. Yeah, we saw the bleeding of the ear. Hopefully they get that shit checked out. You know what I mean? His ear was bleeding in the second fight. You know what I'm saying? He had a busted eardrum in the second fight, or what looked like a busted eardrum. You know, but they say undergo surgery. You know, they want to get you to click on the on the article. And look, explained Wilder KO suspension is standard practice. They took shit. They took 20 months off prior to. Why was Fury suspended? Fury suspension. He was handed a 45-day medical suspension. Tyson Fury is headed to 45-day medical suspension following his punishing encounter with Deontay Wilder, as promoter Bob Arum pleads for patience over the Gypsy King's future plans. Fury has been handed a 45-day medical suspension after his win in Vegas. The Gypsy King 33 triumphant in grueling battle with Deontay Wilder. Yeah, grueling battle, motherfucker. Exactly. The Nevada State Commission has given Fury a 45-day suspension. Fury, U.S. promoter Bob Arum has said he's in no rush to discuss future plans. In boxing, they don't. In MMA, they fight pretty often. In boxing, they don't really fight that often. Maybe that's changed, but from back in the day when I was watching a lot of boxing, they didn't really fight super often. Fights happen in different weight classes, but sometimes the fight would be like once a year in some cases. You know what I'm saying? Like there, you know what I mean? Like you'd fight once a year and shit. You didn't see a lot of fights. You were lucky if you got to fight twice a year. Because you know you're taking these guys are taking blows to the head. Boxers are taking blows to the fucking head, man. Shit is grueling. You have to be in tremendous athletic. You have to be in tremendous athletic shape as a boxer. Your cardio has to be on point. Your reflexes have to be on point. Everything has to be on point. It's a very dangerous sport. Fury has been handed a 45-day medical suspension from boxing following his epic victory over Deontay Wilder in Las Vegas. The Gypsy King 33 climbed off the canvas twice to defeat the Bronze Bomber 35. So he's 33 years old. Deontay Wilder's 35. In the 11th round, knockout to conclusively settle the pair's rivalry and cement his status as the best heavyweight on the planet. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Fury unwilling to talk about his future in the aftermath of the seismic victory over Wilder, but is expected to defend his WPC title against mandatory challenger Dillian Whyte next year if the Londoner defeats Otto Weiland this month. This is from the first fight, or from the second fight, excuse me. Oh no, this is from the third fight. My bad. It looks very similar to the. It looks very similar to the second fight. You know, that must be the first knock. Is this the first knockdown? This looks like the first knockdown in the third fight. The Nevada State Athletic Commission, who regulate all contests in Vegas have determined that Fury must follow a 45-day suspension from competition for medical reasons, as so as to recover from Saturday's contest. See, no one says Fury must take 45-day suspension after vicious, hellish, destroying shot to the fucking head by Deontay Wilder. See how they make that shit sound like, oh yeah, he because he got knocked down twice, he has to take 45 days because he was, he took a couple shots. You know what I mean? But with everything, with Deontay Wilder, he got battered. It was brutal. It's like, dude, fuck all that, man. It was war. It's boxing. They both went in there. You know what I'm saying? And they both left something. They both left a part of themselves in the ring. Straight up. They're both warriors and shit. But Deontay Wilder more so because Tyson Fury, I believe, has some fucking. I can't really call. I take that back. I can't call Tyson Fury a warrior. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. I can't call him a warrior because he's a cheater, man. You know what I mean? It's like I keep trying to give him credit, but I can't because it's like, wait a minute, he's a cheater. I keep getting reminded, like in my mind, like, wait a minute, he's a drug cheat. Wait a minute, he cut the webbing from his glove. Wait a minute, he punched Deontay in the Wilder in the ear the whole time. Kept trying to slap his ears with what looked like a sandbag or some shit. Fucking Sandy Koufax over here with his fucking hands, sandy hands and shit. Y'all want me to give Sandy Hands all this credit? I can't do that shit, man. I can't do that, man. Before he had me fooled, not anymore. And I'm not gonna act like a fool now. You know what I mean? Because I like boxing and I'm trying to be fair. It's like I can't be fair to a cheat. How can you be fair to a cheat? Cheating isn't fair, so it's impossible to be fair to a cheat. Let's see here. For medical reasons. Didn't this motherfucker say, oh yeah, he took a lot out of me, so I don't know, man. Maybe one more fight and I'm done. That's what Fury said. Wilder said he's not retiring. So I don't know. I think Wilder should really look at, taking a break because it was a grueling fight. But that's what it was. It was a grueling fight. It wasn't like, again, it wasn't a situation where Deontay Wilder took nonstop punishment every single round. Like, no, he put up a fight against a bigger opponent who has twice the experience of that he does in the ring. But I don't know, man. Fury wants to use bare knuckle boxing tactics. He wants to, punch to the back of the head, hit the ear, which a ear shot to the back of the head is illegal. Look up the fucking rules, and that's what he does. I already looked it up. Now they switched to Wilder. Meanwhile, they switched to Wilder. Yeah, to undergo surgery. It's all about that. For sure, he's getting surgery on his hand. That's the news that we didn't know too much about. He's getting surgery on his hand. So he can't return to the ring unless he's medically cleared by a doctor. He's suspended until April 8th. Okay, so he broke his finger and his knuckle. He broke both. His finger's broken and his knuckle's broken. Behind the third knuckle, so probably this one. I'm guessing. I'm guessing, unless they count this way, and it's the middle knuckle. I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. His manager Shelly Finkel told the Sun that Deontay Wilder broke his right hand behind the third knuckle, and he has to have that fixed next week. He has to have surgery. He has to have surgery. The knuckle is okay. It's the bone behind the knuckle that broke. He's sore, but he was okay. He was home yesterday. Let's see. He's healing, and at this point, everything is okay. After the hand surgery, he'll probably look to enter the ring mid next year, like April, May. They keep talking about Wilder. This is supposed to be about feud. Notice the title. Notice the title of this. They don't talk about Wilder, or they don't talk about Fury when they're saying how Wilder got battered, unless it's how devastating. How they're not talking about Fury. The only thing they're saying about Fury is when Wilder, when they're talking about Wilder and what's going on, is how bad Fury beat up Wilder. That's what they're saying. Like, oh, he beat him up so bad. When the article's supposed to be about Wilder, when the article's about Fury handling the suspension, they're saying the same fucking shit. They're just saying like, oh yeah, he, and then they want to bring up that Wilder. They only mention that Wilder uh hit him with a shot. He had a 45-day suspension. Fury did, but then they're bringing in Wilder's broken finger and how he got beat up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's always just a biased thing against Wilder, man. For real, for real. He took some shots. But he gave a hell of a fight. He had a game plan. He was coming out good in the game plan. But the same thing happened in the third that happened last time in the third, or near those rounds, was where he took a shot to the back of the head. It's like, what do you want from the guy, man? Anybody who takes shots to the back of the head, that's what it does. It messes with your equilibrium. It fucks you up. It makes you dizzy. Taking shots to the ear and the back of the head. It took him 3 rounds to finally get the results that he was trying to do in the first fight. Excuse me. It took him 3 fights. Took him 3 fights to try to get the results that he finally wanted to achieve in the second and third fight. Okay. But make no mistake, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, see how they double talk, man? After Tyson Fury handed short medical suspension after grueling Deontay Wilder fight. Yeah, he rallied after being knocked down twice. So yeah, they're over here kissing his fucking ass. But at the same time, you motherfuckers were the ones that reported on his look, and then I can't even back out of this. See this shit? I'm trying to back out. They won't even let me back out. But yeah, man, it's just bias, dude. It's just fucking bias. It's bias because they're making it seem like, oh yeah, he took so much punishment. That's why he's on a suspension. That's a little portion of it that he took some damage, obviously, but he broke his hand. That's the main thing. He broke his fucking hand. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. He broke his hand. You know what I'm saying? And he broke that shit giving Fury a hellacious shot, man. That shot was a shot. That was some fucking Wrath of God shot type shit, dude. That was a shot coming in with your head or not, dude. You accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. Okay? You got his hand to break. But that was stupid that you took that shot. That was dumb. That was dumb that you did that shit. That was stupid as fuck. You know what I mean? That was dumb, man. That shit, dude. You look at that shot in slow motion, dude. That shit is fucking wow, man. It's like getting hit by a truck, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's that shit is no. You can't take shots like that. Like scientists have measured like the force and the pressure per square inch, the pounds per square inch. Like they measure that shit. You know what I'm saying? They fucking measure that shit. So yeah, man, that wasn't a good idea to take that shot, man. He should have ducked out the way for that with that one. That was one he might have won a slipped. Fury should have slipped that shot. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Breaking news: Deontay Wilder needs to get hand surgery. That's the point of this article. I can't fucking control what the writers want to say and how they want to phrase everything. They want to kick a man when he's down. He's not. They're not. They're not the ones in the ring. They're not the ones that put up a great fight. You know what I mean? Wilder don't duck nobody. You know, he doesn't duck anybody. He had to fucking take Fury to court to get the fight, and because of that, y'all got one of the greatest heavyweight fights ever. And then that stupid newspaper wants to write, "Oh, that was a bad career move." You see what I'm saying? So you want fighters to duck fighters then? You want fighters to? You don't want the best fights then? You don't want the best fights. You don't want a unified champion, right? Get the fuck out of here. That was a bad career move? Get the fuck out of here, man. It's just crazy. These motherfuckers are crazy, bro. They're crazy, dude. You know what I'm saying? You know, Sean Porter, don't look at Wilder as a champion, but a fun fighter. Well, he is a champion. He won the WBC championship. If he beat Fury on the ninth, he would have been the two-time champion. I mean, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And people are dragging you. People are dragging you, saying that you can't hit that plateau. I'm not doing that shit. Well, you know, there's certain people that don't do that shit. I think you're actually an exciting fighter yourself. I think you're very skilled. I think you have a different fighting style, and you're a dog. You got that dog kind of fighting style, and I think one day maybe you will get your day. You know, but this kicking Wilder when he's down shit and miscategorizing him and trying to take away his accomplishments and his achievements and trying to like reform the narrative and you know control the perspective of this man is crazy. It's crazy to me. You know, it speaks for the dude speaks for himself. You know, his actions speak for themselves. Had Wilder not had pursued Fury, we wouldn't have had one of the most amazing fights ever in heavyweight history. And Wilder is the reason why that happened. Why are you not giving this man his credit? He's fighting the best. He's going after whoever he wants to go after. He's not ducking anybody. The the fight with Fury proves that he's not ducking anybody. Because if he'll fight a guy that's 50 pounds heavier, then what makes you think he won't fight AJ or Dillian White or any of these guys? Now these guys are going to line up to fight him. Because now they see he's got a weakness. But before they were scared, man. They were all scared, including Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's still scared of Deontay Wilder. He still calls him a dangerous person. So don't miss me with the fucking like Deontay Wilder hate. Because that's what it is. It's Deontay Wilder hate, which makes me wonder why you hate him when you won't congratulate him for being the 10-time defending champion. 10 title defense of only one of 6 fighters that's done that. Blue Blood Sports TV did an amazing short little talk about the most title defenses and how Ali's on that twice. So technically, it's really only one of four people. Let's see, the most, and this is just in fighting period. This is just in boxing period. Let's see, the most title defenses. Title defenses. I wouldn't be surprised if Archie Moore is on the top, because Archie Moore in boxing. Archie Moore's got a crazy ass record, like 174 or some shit. Joe Louis has won the most world heavyweight title bouts with 27. Louis holds the record for the most consecutive title defenses at the division. The 26 defenses of the world title. This also is a record for the most consecutive title defenses in boxing history. All right. Let's see list. Oh, dude, Usyk's a bad motherfucker, dude. You gotta watch out for that, dude. Dude, Usyk's a bad dude. Oh, he's 19-0. He's undefeated. They got Deontay Wilder ranked number 3rd. They got Deontay Wilder under Anthony Joshua on this shit. When he's got only got 2. I guess because of the draw. That's so crazy, dude. They got Wilder ranked 3rd. How the fuck does one title reign above fucking the IBF, WBA, and WBO? How the fuck is Klitschko number 1? Jack Dempsey. I'm trying to understand how they have this ranked. They have this ranked a certain way. Combined reigns. Let's see, WB. If we just do WBC, let's just do the WBC. WBC. Joe Louis again. This is the ranking. I'm looking for the most title defenses for the WBC category only. Oh yeah, dude, Bernard Hopkins fucking had that title for so fucking long, dude. That middleweight title, dude. Bernard Hopkins was like, I remember when Tito Ortiz was Tito Ortiz. No, not Tito Ortiz. My bad. The fuck's Tito Trinidad? My bad. I remember when Tito Trinidad was going on a fucking reign and was like moving up, taking out everybody, like going from his weight class and just moving up to all the titles and was just knocking everybody out, fucking them up. And then he fought Bernard Hopkins, dude, and Bernard Hopkins fucked his ass up, and they threw in the title. And after that, he wasn't the same again. They don't even want to put Wilder's name up here. They got motherfuckers up here. It's crazy, man. They don't have anyone up here with 10 title defenses. How about this? Why don't we do this? Why don't we go straight to the source then, since the motherfuckers want to act fucking crazy? See, Deontay Wilder's boxing records. Let's see what records he holds. Yeah, I'm older than Wilder by 2 years. He held the title for 5 years, making 10 successful defenses, winning the title. Wilder became the first American heavyweight champion since 2007, which is the longest period of time in boxing history without an American champion. The longest time that we haven't had the title in history was eradicated by Deontay Wilder. It would have been even longer had we not had Deontay Wilder. The United States wouldn't have had a title in the heavyweight division because of Deontay Wilder. We had this super long time where there was no heavyweight champion, the longest in history, and then Deontay Wilder showed up, and that changed. Yeah, he won a bronze medal in the 2008 Olympics, which how he got the nickname the Bronze Bomber, which Wilder coined after Joe Louis, who was known for his nickname the Brown Bomber. That's facts. Wilder is known for his exceptional punching power, having knocked out every opponent he has ever defeated. His knockout to win percentage stands at 97.67%, or excuse me, 97.61%, 69.23% in world heavyweight title fights, the fifth highest in heavyweight history. So he has the fifth highest percentage of knockouts in heavyweight fights. When it comes to knockouts, he's fifth in knocking out people in title fights. With 20 knockouts he's got 20 knockouts in the first round. He's got 20 first round knockouts. He is the three-time winner of the Premier Boxing Championship Knockout of the Year Award 2016, 2017, and 2019. And a winner of the Ring Magazine Knockout of the Year Award 2019. Probably against Brazil. That shit was devastating, dude. So JD's was the first one to train him. That's why he hasn't left JD's. Now you know why he hasn't left JD's. JD's was the first one to train him. He won both the National Golden Gloves and the U.S. Championship at 201 pounds, which is basically like heavyweight division. Dude, he's a Golden Gloves winner, dude. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I didn't know that. They don't talk about how everybody else who wins the Golden Gloves. They're like, oh man, he won the Golden Gloves. You used to always hear that, like, oh man, he won the Golden Gloves. Like Deontay Wilder won the Golden Gloves, but that doesn't mean anything, I guess. When it comes to these motherfuckers, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, he's mad. They're mad. Whatever they're arguing about, they're mad. He's mad. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but he's mad. All right, so Fury suspended for 45 days. Deontay Wilder suspended for 6 months due to the grueling fight that they had with each other. Both fighters have been suspended. Sounds like a common suspension. Wilder sounds like it's a little bit more serious due to his broken hand. I'll give you further developments if there is more information in regards to the injuries sustained possibly by either fighter. If the Bronze Bomber sustained any serious injuries in his head or ear area, I will report that. Um, at this point, I know he wants to keep fighting, but it's like, I don't know, because he has a goal. He has a goal of being undisputed. That's his goal. But at the same time, it's like, dude, this shit is not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like him as a person, him as a brother, him as a good human being, and what he's given us so far is enough. He doesn't have to prove anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, he doesn't. I wouldn't be mad if he retired. He probably doesn't want to retire like this, from a dude like this, which I can completely understand. And then he gave a statement recently saying, "Yeah, credit to Tyson Fury. Congratulations to him on his victory." Like he's like no one should be surprised by that. Deontay Wilder's not this like disrespectful fighter who fucking disrespects his opponents. He's not one of those dudes. He just feel he was cheated, which I agree. He was cheated. Um, and so he said something on that. But yeah, he decided to fight the man again, and it is what it is. Let's see, Deontay Wilder's net worth. And Wilder has $40 million. Wilder's worth 40 million. As of 2021, per Forbes, Wilder has earned 46.5 million. The Bronze Bomber has an estimated net worth of $40 million, according to wealthypersons.com. All right, so there it is. There's some information about the Bronze Bomber and what's going on. Further information comes out, I'll definitely say something. You know, I'm not gonna report all the time when someone says something negative about Deontay Wilder because it's almost to be expected at this point that that's what you do. Is he's become like the punching bag for the entire boxing industry and entire boxing world, and it's not right. And if I do talk about disparaging comments or articles written with headlines that I feel like are ridiculous, I will report on that. But at the same time, it kind of gets redundant because what's to be expected that these people change their minds? You know, he got the respect of Tyson and George Foreman. That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? I would care more about that than anything else. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Tyson was unfairly critical of Deontay Wilder, but he wants to give him credit now. All right, fine. I feel like Ward was a little bit critical of Deontay Wilder unfairly, but he saw for himself some funny shit that left him in a state of I don't want to say shock, but like in a state of like understanding. Like he understood something happened. He understood something was wrong with the count. He had an understanding. Like, yo, this was a little bit. He had some not disdain, but he had like a. It didn't sit right with him. It didn't sit right with Andre Ward. You could tell. You could tell by the look on his face. It didn't sit right with him, and I respect that. I respect that. I respect Andre Ward for that. You know, very much so. I respect him for that. So it is what it is. You know, I'm not trying to take away from the fans getting a good fight. I'm not trying to take away from people enjoying the fight. None of that. I'm just reporting things I heard, seen. The news is being delivered today. You know, Deontay Wilder needs to have surgery on his right hand and is expected back around April, May. April 8th is what they're saying. We'll see. He has to be cleared by a doctor. He has to be medically cleared. If he's medically cleared by a doctor to fight, which he was medically cleared to fight Tyson, they tried to write him off the last time he lost to Tyson Fury. But if he's medically cleared again, then we know it shouldn't be that serious. You know what I mean? Hopefully he gets his ear checked out, gets it really looked at. You know what I mean? Gives it a good look to his ear. You know what I'm saying? Because it took a lot of damage to the ear. Because that's what Tyson Fury's MO was. Hit him in the ear, knock his balance off, take the power away. That's what his game plan was. You know? Tyson Fury has experience. And he has bare knuckle boxing experience. And he has coaches and trainers and people that know the dirty tricks that they can pull in order to, try to get the victory. And unfortunately, it worked. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, the referee didn't call the holding in the back of the head. Unfortunately, he got away with, leaning his head forward to take the shot and Deontay Wilder breaking his hand. I mean, as far as I know, there's no rule against it, but I feel like there was some kind of intentionality with that. And Ben Davison, his former trainer, confirms that by saying the instinct and the timing to lean your head forward and tuck your chin You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Is that how you open your mouth when you tuck your chin? I don't know. That's what he opened his mouth. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems a little bit strange to me. But whatever. He took the shot, got back up. That shot looked like it rolled his ass into another fucking world. I don't think that was a good idea. If you did take the shot intentionally, I don't think that was a good idea, man. I really don't. You know what I mean? But we now know what we know about Tyson Fury. Let's just say that. Let's just say that we now know what we know about Tyson Fury. Let the chips fall where they may. Let people take the sides that they want. They're gonna take the sides they want anyway. But I almost got swept up into that bullshit. I would have been one of those people like, oh yeah, he's one of the greatest fighters ever. Oh yeah, he's fucking amazing. Blah blah blah. I would have been one of those people had I not found out the truth about this dude doing steroids and fucking cutting his glove webbing and shit and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, y'all. Real quick. We'll keep an eye on Deontay Wilder and see what's going on. But he's not back. He won't be back. He won't be back for quite some time. Also, we'll have some videos on different subjects. I'll have some gaming videos and some stuff on music that I do, different things that I do. We'll keep this boxing thing, really pumping. In the background and stuff like that. We'll keep moving. I'm curious about the Terrence Crawford Porter fight because I saw the Earl Spence Porter fight and that was a great fight. And I'm really curious about how this fight's going to go between Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter. That's a fight that I'm very interested in. Um, I think Wilder can knock out Usyk, and I think Wilder can knock out AJ straight up, and I think he can knock out Dillian White. Do those guys have a chance to beat him? Yeah. Do they have the chance to beat him even more so now? Yeah, of course. After you take a loss, your confidence goes down. He does have problems going on with this side of his head. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's no guarantees. It's boxing. They had a chance before. They definitely have a chance now, without a doubt. But if you ask me who I think would come out of that, it would always be Deontay Wilder. We have to see how his hand heals. We have to see if he's medically cleared to fight. So we really can't really speculate on, you know, who's he going to beat and what's going to happen. It's up to now the four contenders for the next 6 months, and deals are going to be made to fight. Boxing is going to continue. So it looks like it's probably going to be, in all likelihood, it looks like it's going to be Anthony Joshua versus Usyk 2, and Fury versus Dillian White. And I wouldn't be surprised if Fury retires, or if Usyk wins against Joshua, Usyk and Fury fight for undisputed. And if Joshua wins against Usyk, then Fury and Joshua fight for undisputed if Fury beats White. So that's what I see as the overall options, the obvious options, we can all say, to what the future looks like for the heavyweight division as far as the fights that we can expect to see, from the rankings between 1 and 4, from the champion to ranking number 4. Who's ranked at number 5? Let's see. Let me check the rankings real quick. Let's see. Heavyweight boxing rankings. I don't even know why I'm doing this not on Google. Let's see here. Fury rated number. Oh no, Fury champion. Usyk rated as. Oh no, Tyson Fury rated number 1. Usyk rated number 2. Oh, depending. Okay, so according to Boxing Rec and the Ring. Yeah, it depends on what organization, right? Oh, excuse me. Let's see. Dillian White's ranked number 5. Oh, okay, if we don't do the championship thing. But if we do champion for Tyson Fury, then White's ranked number 3. They got Deontay at number 4. How they got White ahead of Deontay Wilder? White's never been champion. Doesn't he have like a junior, or doesn't he have like a minor league belt or some shit? They got Ruiz, Joe Joyce, Luis Ortiz. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. They got Otto Weiland way down there, huh? That's crazy. I need to start doing like whatever happened to this boxer and shit. You know who I was thinking about? Fucking Jeff Left Hook Lacey, man. Whatever happened to him, man? Jeff Left Hook Lacey, man. I remember that dude. I had fell out from boxing and then started watching again, and he was the shit. Let's see, Jeff Left Hook Lacey, man. From 2001 to 2015, he held the IBF super middleweight title from 2004 to 2006, and the IBO super middleweight title from 2005 to 2006. Yeah, man, Jeff Left Hook Lacey, man. Looks like he fought in 2016. Oh no, no, no. Looks like he fought in 2018. I'll start looking him up, man. Yeah, that dude was. I used to like that cat, Jeff Left Hook Lacey, bro. That was like the last cat, and then I started watching Aleem for a little bit, but then Aleem lost. You know, there's certain fighters like I pick them up, and I'm like, I start following their career. You know, but sometimes you know, sometimes they slip through the cracks. You know, I think HBO got rid of their boxing. Let's see, HBO gets gets rid of boxing. That was a huge mistake, man. There was so many good fights. Gets rid of Bing. What the fuck? Gets rid of boxing. My bad. HBO boxing is dead. Starting in 2019, HBO won't be in the boxing business anymore. That'll mean fights in the future will be up for grabs by a bevy of competing services. The New York Times reported that HBO Executive Vice President Peter Nelson met with the HBO boxing production staff today to inform them of the decision. HBO is getting out of boxing after 45 years. Yeah, that's sad, man. Some of the biggest boxing fights in history happen on HBO, man. A lot of stuff with Roy Jones Jr. was on HBO. You know, fighters used to fight for both. So some fighters fought for both Showtime and HBO. Now it looks like it's just Showtime. Still in the business. Let's see here. But they're doing fuckboy shit. Well, I shouldn't say they're doing fuckboy shit, but none of that Jake Paul shit interests me at all. I think that shit's all publicity. None of that shit I could take seriously. Dude took a body shot from Ryan Garcia and shit, and like fucking was like couldn't handle it. What's up with Ryan Garcia hitting everybody in the body, having people take open body shots? Can you do that shit in the ring, please? Let's see you do that in the ring. I want to see you get. I want to see you fuck someone up like that to the body in the ring, Garcia. I don't want to see that shit in no kind of like. See if you could take my shots, practice bullshit with certain celebrities or people. Fuck all that. Let's see that shit in the ring, bro. That's where I want to see you do that shit. It's crazy, man. But anyway, man, yeah, that's it. That's it. We'll see. Let's keep an eye on Water, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens with his hand. Hopefully he has a great recovery. Spend time with his family, you know, and hopefully he's good, man. All right, that's it.